Please welcome now to Live from Studio 6B, the floor manager of Live from Studio 6B, our very own Paul Luna.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm very good. So,
I like the hat.
You like
first
that?
of all, I like
Yeah.
your hat. Yes. Now, you are a retired member of the 173rd Airborne.
That's correct.
And what years did you serve?
I served it for 1 year in 1967.
So you gave me this paperwork here. In the Chapter 2 of the 173rd Airborne Brigade invites all veterans to attend this Gravesite memorial ceremony for PFC Carlos Lozada, 50th anniversary of his death, Saturday, November 18th at 12 noon to 1 p.m. at the Long Island National Cemetery, 2040 Wellwood Avenue, Farmingdale, New York. So tell me a little bit about this event, how it came about, and what you're looking to do.
Well, he's one of the. There was a battle in November 20th, 19th, actually, and he did a lot of saved a lot of guys, and when you read the citation, it'll tell you exactly what this man did.
I have the citation here. It says, the President of the United States, in the name of the Congress, takes pleasure in presenting the Medal of Honor to Lozada Carlos James, Private First Class U.S. Army Company A, 2nd Battalion, 503rd Infantry, 173rd Airborne Brigade. Place and date, Republic of Vietnam, November 20th, 1967. Entered service at New York, New York. Born September 6, 1946 in Puerto Rico. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, Private First Class Lozada, U.S. Army, distinguished himself at the risk of his own life above and beyond the call of duty in the Battle of Dak To, is that how I pronounce it? Dak To. While serving as a machine gunner with the 1st Platoon, Company Private First Class Lozada was part of a 4-man early warning outpost located 35 meters from his company's lines. At 1400 hours, that would be 2 o'clock, Finn.
Thank you.
A North Vietnamese army company rapidly approached the outpost along a well-defined trail. Private First Class Lozada alerted his comrades and commenced firing at the enemy, who were within 10 meters of the outpost. His heavy and accurate machine gun fire killed at least 20 North Vietnamese soldiers and completely disrupted their initial attack. Private First Class Lozada remained in an exposed position and continued to pour deadly fire upon the enemy despite the urgent pleas of his comrades to withdraw. The enemy continued their assault, attempting to envelop the outpost. At the same time, enemy forces launched a heavy attack on the forward west flank of Company A, with the intent to cut them off from their battalion. Company A was given the order to withdraw. Private First Class Lozada apparently realized that if he abandoned his position there, would be nothing to hold back the surging North Vietnamese soldiers, and that the entire company withdrawal would be jeopardized. He called for his comrades to move back, and he would stay and provide cover for them. He made this decision realizing that the enemy was converging on 3 sides of his position and only meters away, and a delay in withdrawal meant almost certain death. Private First Class Lozada continued to deliver a heavy, accurate volume of suppressive fire against the enemy until he was mortally wounded and had to be carried during the withdrawal. His heroic deed served as an example and inspiration to his comrades throughout the ensuing 4-day battle. Private First Class Lozada's actions are in the highest tradition of the U.S. Army and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the U.S. Army. Wow. Unbelievable.
What a guy, huh? Amazing. It's like
Think about it, it's like a Rambo.
Yeah. That's what he's like.
19-year-old
Wow.
out of the Bronx, New York, and I was there. We were in the same unit, but I was in 1st Battalion, and he was in the 2nd Battalion. In July 20th, 1967, I got hit. So when this battle happened, I was already in Yokohama, Japan, and they
Right, at the hospital there.
Hospital there.
Yeah.
That hill, it was called Hill 875. That battle took out 87 of our soldiers, 180 wounded, 3 people received the Medal of Honor. And it was one of the worst battles that the 173rd fought. We fought quite a few battles in Novembers in 1965, 66, and 67. And our unit was one of those units that they would send in to see if the enemy was there. Well, we found them.
You know, it's an amazing story because it's the reason why we stand for the flag. Yes. I don't know what happened in that battle. I wasn't, aware of any of it. It didn't affect my life too much, but a guy sacrifices himself to that level. That's why we stand for the flag, and I'm really happy and appreciative that you're honoring him this way. But these are the types of things that every American, I feel, has to touch or be experience. Like, they should go to your event to hear some of these stories and see this, because lack of awareness and lack of intimacy in these types of things creates the Colin Kaepernicks of the world. And next thing you know, people aren't standing for the flag when guys are risking their lives. Not only that, putting their life just out there to be taken to save these guys,
save your other brothers,
to save the other fellas, and that's what happens. But this is not, he's not unusual, right? This happens a lot. He took a great step forward, but soldiers do this, right?
Let me tell you a little quick story. I make candles.
Yeah.
So I started making candles 5 years ago, and as I'm going through the list, I saw that Lozada, and I go, Jesus, this name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So I started looking into it. He's from New York, the Bronx.
How you doing?
He was born in Cagua, Puerto Rico. Well, my wife was born in Caguas, Puerto Rico, and she lived in the Bronx before I met her. And as I'm thinking about it, I call her down. That's her first cousin, Rose's first cousin. And she said to me, yeah, I went to a funeral. And I said, do you know he was with the 173rd? No. At that time, people didn't know the battles and stuff like that.
Right.
I said, this man is an honorable man, a PFC, a private first class, and look what he did. Even though there was a major that got killed and got the Medal of Honor there too. But just think about standing there and knowing that you're going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to die, but you're going to save your brothers.
Yeah. I mean, that movie Saving Private Ryan kind of displayed that. Hacksaw Ridge displays
Damon,
that.
you said it very well. You spoke that is awesome, the way you said it.
I'd like to just throw out there, not to change the subject, speaking of your wife, your very lovely wife.
Thank you.
Are there any empanadas that are going to be on the way here to the show anytime soon?
It was supposed to be a surprise. She said, if you behave yourself.
Before I come to your house and give an attack.
Listen, let me finish.
We call them pastelillos, by the way.
Before you.
Pastelillos.
That's what we call them.
Good job today, Friday, we will have pastelillos.
Okay. Very
better?
good.
We're going to get pastelillos.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Very much so.
I want to see the pastelillos and the Puerto Rican shuffle. If you do those two things, it's going to be a good day.
So tell me a little bit. I don't know if you know. So this event, obviously, it's at his gravesite.
Yes.
And so what is your hope for the event? That people just kind of come and collect and remember and share stories of.
Actually, we have an honor guard coming in.
Yep.
The men of the 173rd and any veteran that wants to march up to the graveside. We have family members of the Lozada, his sister, and I believe a few other people. Couple cousins. My wife will be there, her sister, and New York City police officer named Carlos Lozada. He was named after him. Then we'll do a national anthem being sung by a young lady. Then we'll do prayers, and after that we'll have a few of the officers of the 173rd talking about what he did. But the one that really got me to a couple of days ago, there's a guy flying in from California. His name is Mr. Cook. He was with Carlos.
Wow.
He carried his body off the hill. So I told him, would you like to say something? He says, I have a lot to say.
Wow.
So we have to
that's awesome.
allow this man to speak because he was there.
That is awesome.
And
well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to come.
you're welcome to.
So-
I would love to have you there. I'm having, by the way, we're going to do Facebook Live. I'm going to use Gio as my cameraman.
Yeah.
But if you have something that we could hook up, that would be nice to do it through Facebook, so I could like it and send it to the other.
All right, we'll have to think about how technically to do that. But even if we just capture it and we'll use some of it, we'll run it on the show.
I'm available to help out that conversation.
And
yes,
it's very technical.
I have a PA system coming in, and
well, I'll be there. I'm not going to speak for Vin. I don't know what he's doing on Saturday. Probably hanging out at the bathhouse or something. But maybe you could put down the margaritas for a second and come with me. What do you think, Vin?
I think it's a great idea.
All right.
I think it's a great
John is
idea.
gonna be there.
November 18th.
John, the badass, he's going to be there. He's going to
Sergeant John Byrne,
Yes,
John Byrne. Yeah.
who, by the way, he would do the same thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No question about it. That's what these guys are made of.
Yeah.
They're cut like this. That hero cop, this guy that we're talking about here, Carlos Lozada, that's what these guys are made of. That's why it drives me crazy when there's any disrespect of any kind towards them.
Yeah.
It just should not happen. So
Hey,
great,
by
event,
the way,
Paul.
speaking of this, I should let you both know that last night after the kids were done going around, the old party ended up back at my house, and there was lots of political discussion going on.
Really?
And you know who did not get involved?
Who? Me. Oh, you.
That would be me.
Yeah, what are you avoiding that
Now, you
for?
know who
What's wrong with
wasn't
you?
there to get involved?
Who?
Benny.
I didn't get invited. If I were there, I would have had a chair, a couple of lights set back, and said, "Bring it on, boys.
I mean, we could have just gone live on Facebook and just done a nighttime show.
Let the hair burn."
Interesting.
So, well, Paul, this is, it sounds like an amazing event.
Thank you.
And as always, God
thank you
bless
for
you
your
for
help.
everything you do.
Yep.
And anything we can do to help, we're more than happy to help.
And we will.
And we will. So we'll be there on the 18th. So Chapter 2 of the 173rd Airborne Brigade invites all veterans. So if you're in the New York area, by the way, and you want to come, reach out through the website. If you want to send us an email, we'll get you more information on how you get there, where it is, how you get, and anything you want to do. If you want to join us on November 18th at 12 o'clock, high noon, Long Island National Cemetery, 2040 Wellwood Avenue. And we will be there.